Hello, hi, my beautiful people. How you guys doing today? I hope your day is going well. My name is Melinda. If you're new here, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's to help the channel grow. Okay, let me slow down. I'm talking too fast. That coffee got me hyped up. Okay, and I basically just use my channel to be an inspiration, be a light to those who are having a hard time. It's very positive, and today we're gonna do a story time part two. Okay, so I left off about when my aneurysm bust in like 2017 or 18. I woke up in the bathroom on the floor in between the toilet and a wall. It's like this little, and I'm in it, and it was a big hole in the wall. So that's how hard I felt, y'all. I must have been trying to use the bathroom. Mind y'all, before that, I was going in and out of the hospital, going to Rush Hospital, asking them like something wrong with me. And by me having a history with anxiety, they really wasn't trying to hear it. They thought I was tripping. They thought that it was all in my head. And my spirit was telling me something was wrong with me. At the time, I really didn't understand it, but I just knew something was wrong with me. So that day that my aneurysm bust, I had went to the emergency room. I was trying to tell them that I needed to see a doctor. They needed to check my head. They was just like, "You didn't fall out. Nothing happened. We just not gonna introduce you to that radiation." And so anyway, it bust. They rushed me to the hospital. So I went to one hospital. I forgot Saint somebody. I forgot in Chicago. So they rushed me to Northwestern Hospital where they performed emergency surgery on me. Well, they went in my groin, up my leg, and my groin, somewhere to core the aneurysm. It bust over here, on this side of my head. So, um, after that, I stayed in the hospital for a minute, like to recover. I couldn't walk again. I couldn't walk. I couldn't see. I was seeing doubles. Um, y'all, it was so much pain. And before that, I had a lot of warning signs. Like God was really trying to have me to change my life, and I wasn't really ready. And so after that, I couldn't walk, like I said. I was in the hospital recovering. I wasn't eating and things like that. My mama came every time, every day, to get me out the bed and to try to make me eat. But I didn't. I just didn't want to. But the thing that motivated me the most was my kids. I wanted to be there for them, and I know that by me overcoming this and being alive, that I wasn't dead. So I had to push on. So it took a lot of me talking to myself and talking to God and really just bringing myself up out of that. So I had left the hospital when I did leave, and I had was still stressing, man, y'all. I was still in a bad predicament because I was on the verge of getting put out again, right? Excuse me. And so I was at my mama's house for a minute, and then me and my mama got into an argument about something that was really petty, really wasn't that serious, but she told me I had to leave. And so I left and went back to the apartment, still sick, still couldn't do nothing for my kids really by myself because I was doped up off the medication because the pain afterwards was horrible. I didn't feel it, of course, the aneurysm bust because when it did bust, I forgot everything. I didn't remember me going to the bathroom or nothing like that. So I went back home to my apartment, still got the hole there, still reliving the moments every day, really depressed because I couldn't really do anything. And so fast forward, I think a month or so after the cords came loose when I went to my checkup, the cords had came loose that they had placed into my place over around the aneurysm or however they do it. So they had admitted me into the hospital. So I wound up having to prep for surgery. Mind y'all, my surgery that this time they had to really cut me open. They cut me open from here to here, and they went under my by my temple to go up in there to do the surgery. The surgery was 7 hours, y'all. And they fixed it. They helped me. That's why I say Northwestern is an awesome hospital. They saved my life two times, and we'll get to the second time on another story time. So so they did my surgery, y'all. Mind y'all, when they did my surgery, I still had my lashes on. I still was looking good until the swelling started coming down and it blacked both of my eyes, y'all. I went through it in the hospital. I was crying. They was like, "But you still look beautiful. This is just the aftermath of the surgery." And da da da. I'm like, "Oh my God, look at me." Da, 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 da. And I should have been worried about that, y'all. That just show you my mind frame. I should have just been worried about recovery. So I had to stay in the hospital for a long time after that to recover. And then after they sent me home the last time, I had to do physical therapy and everything like that. They had to put a strap on me to hold me up so I can try to walk because I told y'all I couldn't really walk. I didn't have balance because I couldn't really see, and my eyes still bother me right now today. But I'm telling y'all this because this just can be an inspiration for somebody. Because no matter what you go through in your life, you always can overcome it. But you just have to be the person in your life that bring the positivity into your life. That's why positivity is important. Even though life is not sunshine and rainbows, I'm going to always say that. Even the spiritual journey not, because when you are chosen one and you are chosen to do these things, it's beyond your control. You have to do these things because this is a part of you. This is what you're called to do. You cannot ignore it. You cannot be like, oh, maybe later. No, you have to heal and you have to go through all these things for you to be able to live your life fully and to have everything that you need in your life, because you have to do this. So being spiritual, you see things different than everybody else. You can't really relate to nobody. You can't talk to nobody. You have to cut off everybody that you once loved. You cannot be around people. You have to be in solitude. It was very hurtful when I started my journey that I had to stop talking to everybody. Everything that I knew was a lie. Like everything around me was an illusion. It was scary as heck. And facing the parts of me that I didn't want to face. Facing the parts of me that I didn't even really know was there. Even though I always been a positive person, been very nice, but I had a dark side to me far as I've been through and the drinking of alcohol and the lashing out. I did lash out a lot. And trauma bond a lot with the men in my life that I felt like I can save. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a healer, and I always want to help people, and I always see the good in people, and then that's why I went through so much that I went through, you guys. And so after the aneurysm and everything, after I healed, I went back to drinking. I went back to popping pills. I went back to partying. I went back to doing all of those things. After I just asked God, once He helped me, I was just going to be the best version of me I can be. So back to the when I lived in the basement. Now this when I lived in the other apartment. Um, so I began to drink again and start doing all these things again that I know deep down inside that I wasn't supposed to do. So I wound up drinking, and the landlord was very nice. Like he let me stay there. I get to that. So I wound up being in a car accident. I wound up having to get three, 2 or 3 screws in my neck. They went under here to do the surgery to put the screws in my neck. I don't remember what happened because I was drunk and I was sleeping in the back seat. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. I think it was daylight in the summertime, about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I had no business outside. I should have been in the house. My kids was gone. Every time that was drinking a lot or had something like that, I made sure that my kids had a babysitter, even though they don't make it no better. Anyway, so I had the accident. I wound up having to get rushed to the hospital. It was so much pain because they had to give me medicine to get all of the stuff out of my system before they could even treat me. So I was just laying there in pain, blanking in and out, calling my mama, okay? Because I was so dependent on my mama all my life. So they took me to Mount Sinai, which in Chicago, if you know, you know, you don't go to Mount Sinai, okay? And Mount Sinai really basically just put a neck brace on me and they sent me home. They sent me home with some aspirins that I wasn't supposed to have been taking. And so so I was in a lot of pain, so much pain, so I wound up going to Northwestern through the emergency room. And thank God I did. Like I said, I speak highly of Northwestern because they saved my life 2 times. This is the second time. So they admitted me right away. I had to stay and prep to have surgery on my neck. And so they wind up doing my surgery. I wind up having to wear a neck brace for months and months and months, but it actually healed. Everything is fine. I just have a ligament that is dead right here, and I still have neck pain every now and again. But after that, I still recovered. I was still drinking with my neck brace on. Do y'all not see the problem in this? So, excuse me. After my neck brace, and I met my man that I'm with now. I met him. I've been knowing him for a long time, many years before that, but I didn't know him like that. He was just a friend of my sister boyfriend. So we was messing around, and we really weren't supposed to be messing around at the time, but we did. Like I said, I was lost. I didn't know anything else. I didn't know. I was leaving a man that I was with, and I just jumped into like messing with him, and that's just what I did. Mind you, I stayed with the men in my life that I be with. My first, I was with him for about 8 years, 7, 8 years, and then after that, my kid's father, I was with him for about 10 years. What is that? What is these nets coming from? It's not even supposed to be in here. Like, what the heck? That's the stuff I be talking about when people like monitor spirits. It's real. Anyway, so what I was saying. So my kid's father, I was with him for about 10 years, but I knew him even from when we was younger. We used to go with each other, but my mama moved away. Then that's when I met my first. Anywho, so and fast forward, like I was saying, I had wound up messing with him. We had a good time together, drinking and just partying and enjoying each other's company. I wound up getting pregnant by him with my last baby. So after that, he had decided that we wanted to be in a relationship together. We went through a lot together, and the man stood by me through everything, and that's why I love him. I mean, we all make mistakes. Everything was never perfect. But I understand that people make mistakes. So fast forward, he went through it with me. He didn't have to, but he chose to stick around and stay with me through my troubled times and me being homeless. He didn't have to be homeless. He didn't have to be living wherever. So I was getting done wrong left and right. And I feel like it's because I brought it upon myself because I didn't listen to the signs. So I had to go to these towers and towers and towers. So fast forward to my last time getting put out 3 years ago. And I wound up living with somebody. I'm not going to say who, but I got treated like trash. I got treated like crap. I got treated like I was nothing. And I would give anything to the person and the people who did me like that. But we ain't going to dwell on that. So fast forward to now. Okay, fast forward to he had to go away for a minute. So I was by myself for like a year. And that's when I started digging. I saw a girl who is a friend of my sister's, or a mutual friend, or my sister friend. I saw her start saying all this positive stuff, and she was doing tarot card readings, and she was just being positive. So I just reached out to her like, oh, how did you get into this? Ooh, and she was telling me. So I left it alone for a minute. So I started watching TikTok. So I was watching TikTok, and spiritual TikTok is the bomb. Like, it really showed me a lot and helped me a lot and helped me awaken. So I was seeing different videos and doing different things that I felt like I should do. And this when I started listening to myself, started listening to my intuition. So I started meditating. Mind y'all, meditating was new to me. I was scared to meditate because I didn't know what to expect because everybody was demonizing it around me because my mama really didn't say nothing about meditation, but everybody in the belief of being a Baptist, Christian, or whatever, it just wasn't something that you did. And so I started my journey, and I just started trusting myself more. I started healing. I started facing the sides of me that was so scary. And I was facing my shadow side and doing my shadow work. Y'all, shadow work